Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests. My name is Peter Mutua, and for my project ACB 10, I will teach members of our club about evaluation. And after this presentation, you will understand what evaluation is, what a good evaluation does, and how to be a good evaluator. Toastmasters has three very important components. And the first component is how to present yourself in public. And we do that through speaking and through taking up roles in the club meetings. The second important component is how to evaluate people who have taken up speaking roles through verbal evaluations and many times written evaluations. And the third most important component in a Toastmasters meeting is the ability to listen and listen carefully, because in my view, leadership is listening. So after this presentation, you'll understand how to evaluate effectively, how to present your evaluation verbally, and how to keep doing it again and again. What is an evaluation? An evaluation is a review of a presentation that has been made by an objective outsider or observer. What does that mean? It means that the evaluation is a personal opinion. Evaluation is not a reflection of what the audience thinks. It is your personal opinion, and we should never forget that even as we present an evaluation, we should remember to qualify it as an evaluation based on what I saw at that particular time. What does that mean for us as we present an evaluation? It means that the evaluation must contain the language I thought, I think, rather than you should have, or we thought, or the audience thought. And that way, one is able to separate the sentiments of the audience from one's own sentiments, and you leave the person who made the speech or delivered that project feeling that this is a personal opinion of one particular person and not a sweeping statement. What does a good evaluation have? A good evaluation has three important components. The first component is a good point about what you thought positive about the person's performance. The second component is what you thought could be improved, and the third component is another closing compliment. This is called by Toastmasters the sandwich approach, where you have one good thing you thought, something you think needs to be improved, and the final thing is a compliment. What this does is it leaves a person who has performed a project feeling very positive about what they have done and feeling very positive about themselves, but gives them helpful tips as to what they can do to improve in future. What should an evaluation have? A written evaluation, it's the same thing, the sandwich approach. What you think went well, what you think can be improved, and what you think the author or person who presented did a very good job at. So how should we present our evaluations? Our evaluations need to be presented within the required time. It doesn't help to have your evaluation go on and on and on after the stipulated time. Also important is that your evaluation must not be so brief as to indicate that you didn't quite listen very carefully, and it shouldn't be so filled with platitudes that you're only mentioning only the good things. It should have everything within it and should be sufficiently long as to ensure that it shows that you paid enough attention to what you're speaking about. What do we do during an evaluation? We stand up straight and we face the individual who made the presentation and address them, not the meeting in general. You address them, you call them by name, and you constantly refer to them and tell them, so and so, I thought that you did this particular way. So and so, this is what I thought. Face them, speak to them, rather than even speaking to the whole audience. But when you give the compliments to them, you can face the whole audience and tell them, I think that he deserves this kind of praise for these things that he did well. What should happen during a written evaluation? Written evaluations are very important for club meetings, because fulfilling a club role is more than just showing up and taking up the particular role. People want to learn what is inside the role. And as with written evaluations and verbal evaluations, we need to review the objectives of this particular project and evaluate based on those objectives. And we need to stick to them and be very careful about sticking to the objectives, because you're evaluating based on that particular criteria. It pays to be honest during an evaluation. It pays to be honest as an evaluator to say that I feel that you did either met or did not meet the objectives of that speech. But we also need to remember that Toastmasters is not a pass or fail system. We do not pass or fail individuals, the same way that you do not pass or fail an evaluation. You can make recommendations that they need to review these issues, or you can make recommendations that it would be wise for them to do the project again. But we do not pass or fail, and we need to make that very clear even as we get into the evaluation portion. Thank you very much for your time and attention, and we've learned today about evaluation, and we've learned about the 3 critical things that an evaluation must have: compliment to open, very helpful tips, and a compliment to close, because it's a sandwich approach that is recommended by Toastmasters. Thank you.